I'm Darren Frechette from Alloy Welding and Manufacturing Company. And my grandfather started the company. It's a third-generation business. And my father took over the company in the early 70s, and I took over in 2005. So I went to college, went off to MIT for 4.5 years, and finished up a dual degree in math and economics. And then when I was finished with that, I went on to graduate school at North Carolina State University and got a PhD there in economics. And so then after a 1-year internship there, I went on to Penn State, where I taught for 8 years in the agricultural economics and rural sociology department, teaching commodity markets and agricultural markets and doing research into the same sorts of things. We were having trouble with our organizational structure. We were limited. Whenever we'd get busy, we'd stop looking for new work because we didn't have time to do that. So we couldn't get any bigger. So we needed to address our organizational structure. And I had tried to do this myself, but it had failed. So that was my highest priority, was figuring out a way to break the cycle of getting busy and then not having enough work because we were not looking for more. I had discussed it a lot with various people, and I had a pretty clear idea in my head about what was wrong, but I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do to fix it. And I wasn't going to go ahead and just try something again, because when I had failed the first time and I had failed again, it just wasn't. It's very expensive to fail. One of the most important things that he did was to help me understand how, if we organized the business by function more clearly, then each person who fits into that function knows exactly what he's supposed to do each day. And before, we had been more like a family company where we all pitch in and do each other's jobs when we have to, but then that left gaps where something needed to get done but nobody was doing it, and everybody thought it was somebody else's job because it wasn't clear. But by having the very clear job descriptions that he helped write up, that he wrote the drafts and I helped edit them, we were able to make it very clear. Everybody who comes in now knows what their job is. Well, we had a large firm out from Chicago. It was a different company, and it was a very different experience. We had them in quite a bit before. It was maybe 2 years before. And they were very vague about the plan of exactly what they were going to be offering. They would talk about, well, we'll give you the plan, we'll give you the tools to fix your business, and when I'd ask what is the plan, what is it exactly, what are some specifics, and they didn't have any to give me, and it was, well, we'll tell you all that when we have someone come out after you sign on the bottom line. By the end of 2 days of hard sell, and it just was terrible. So, HCMM came in with their people and just opened my eyes as to the value of some of these things. And then you say, well, is this something you want me to help you with? And yes, because I can see why. There was a lot of reason not to do it, between being very busy at that very moment and the economy still being kind of poor, and knowing that any money we were spending wasn't coming off the bottom line. It was making the bottom line go worse. It was making it more negative, as opposed to, it's always easier to spend money when there's a lot to spend. But we went ahead with it anyway, because we knew that it wasn't going to last forever. The economy wasn't going to stay down forever. And if it took another year, or it took another 2 years before it turned around, then that would give us some time to get ready for it when it did come back. It didn't seem to me that holding off at the bottom of the trough is where you want to do. You want to buy low and sell high. You want to get your company ready to succeed when things are looking bad, so that when the times are good and you're really busy, then that's actually when you have no time. So you don't have the time to really spend on a project, and by the time it's done, it's too late. Well, I'd say if you've got problems and you don't want them to always be there, and you want to fix them, and you've tried, and you can't do it yourself, then you need help. You can always back out after a day, so there's not a lot of not a lot to be afraid of.